Job's friends visit him. Now, when Job's three friends heard of all the evil things that had come upon him, each one came to him from his own place. Eliphaz, the Temanite king, Bildad, the Shuhite ruler, and Zophar, the Namathite king, for they came to him with one accord to visit and comfort him. Now, when they saw him from a distance, they did not recognize him, and they cried with a loud voice and wept. Each one tore his robe and sprinkled dust on his head. So they sat down with him on the ground 7 days and 7 nights, and no one spoke to him, for they saw that his affliction was terrible and very great. Job curses his day of birth. After this, Job opened his mouth and cursed his day, saying, May the day perish on which I was born, and cursed his day, saying, May the day perish on which I was born, and the night in which they said, Behold, a male child. May that day be darkness, and may the Lord not regard it from above, nor may the light come upon it. May darkness and the shadow of death seize it. May a cloud settle on it. May that day and night be cursed. May darkness carry it away. May it not come into the days of the year. May it not be numbered with the days of the month. May that night be sorrow, and may no gladness come upon it, nor joy. But may he who curses that day curse it, even he who is about to subdue the great sea monster. May the stars of that night be darkened, and may it remain dark. May it not come into the light, and may it not see the morning star arise, because it did not shut up the doors of my mother's womb, for it would have removed sorrow from my eyes. Why did I not die in the womb? Why did I not perish immediately when I came from the womb? why did the eyes why did the knees receive me? And why did I nurse the breasts? For now I have been lying down in quiet. I would have slept and been at rest with kings and counselors of the earth, who were insolent with their swords, or rulers who had abundant gold, and filled their houses with silver. Or I would have been like an untimely birth, proceeding from his mother's womb, or like infants who never saw the light. There the ungodly have burnt out the fury of wrath. There the weary in body are at rest. There men of ancient times have ceased together, to hear the voice of those who collect taxes. And the small and great are there, and the servant who feared his master. Why is the light given to those in bitterness, and life to souls in pain, who long for death but do not obtain it, digging for it like treasures, and would be very joyful if they could obtain it. Death is a rest to such a man, for God is against him. For groaning comes before my food, and I weep and am oppressed with terror. For a terror I was concerned for the terror I was concerned about came to me, and what I feared happened to me. Neither was at peace, neither was I at peace or quiet, nor at rest, for wrath came upon me. Eliphaz accuses Job. Then Eliphaz the Temanite answered and said, Have you have you been often spoken to in distress? But now who shall endure the force of your words? For though you instructed many, and strengthened the hands of the weak one, and raised up the sick with your words, and imparted courage to feeble knees, now pain now pain has come upon you and touched you, and you are anxious. Is not fear is it not your fear, your hope, and the integrity of your way of life changed into folly? Can can you remember anyone pure who has perished, or true people who were altogether uprooted? According to what I have seen, those who plow harmful things and those who sow them will reap pain for themselves. They will perish by the command of the Lord, and they will be destroyed by the breath of his wrath. The strength of the lion, the voice of the lioness, and the exulting cry of dragons are extinguished. The old lion has perished for lack of prey, and the cubs of the lioness have left one another. But if there had been any other truth in your words, none of these evils would have befallen you. Shall not my ear receive extraordinary things from him? But just as when terror falls upon men with dread at a noise in the night, shivering and trembling befell me, and caused my bones to shake. Then a spirit came before my face, and my hair and my flesh shook with fear. I arose, but I could not recognize it. I looked, and there was no form before my eyes, but rather a gentle breeze and a voice saying, "What? Shall a mortal man be pure in the Lord's sight, or blameless before him in his works? If he puts no trust in his servants, and if he observes a perverse way in his angels, how much more those who dwell in houses of clay, of whom we also are formed of the same clay? Does not he smite them like a moth? They no longer exist from morning till evening. They have perished, for they cannot help themselves. For he blows upon them, and they are withered. They have perished for lack of wisdom." Notes from this previous page. 2:15, Job did not sin with his lips. When holy men undergo persecution, they not only never transgress in injurious expressions against God, but they never launch words of reviling against their very adversaries. 26 or 2:16 through 18, Job's three friends came to comfort him, but the contrary took place because they imagined they understood the reason he suffered such things. 3:1 through 3, Job cursed his day of birth, but as a pious man, he never said he could not endure his pain. 3:8, the sea monster is identified as Satan. 3:8, 7:12, 9:13, 26. 12, 41, 1, Psalm 74, 13, 14, 87, 4, 89, 90, 104, 26, 148, 7, Isaiah 27, 1, 37, 37, 51, 9, Ezekiel 29, 3, 32, 2, John 1, 17. 3:20, the heart of the just knows its own bitterness because it understands how troublesome it is exile here, where it lies wounded and cast out. 3:21, St. Gregory writes that those who seek to die for themselves are like those who dig for treasures. The closer they come to their goal, the more eager they become for the work. 4:3 through 6, in his hypocrisy, Eliphaz begins to mock Job for the very virtues he had been praised for. Christ was mocked and reviled in the same way. Luke 23:35 through 37. 4:7, Eliphaz could not understand why God would allow a righteous man to suffer. The fathers give four reasons why God allows suffering. One, as a means of punishment, when there is no hope for rehabilitation. See Jeremiah 30:14 and 15 in notes. 2, to bring the sinner to repentance. See John 5:14. 3, to prevent future sins. See also 2 Corinthians 12:7 and 4. That the power of God might be made known. John 9:2, 3. 4:13 through 21. St. Gregory comments that Job's friends typify teachers of false doctrines who pretend to hear hidden words from God in order to confuse the weak and to cast out veil of reverence over their preaching.